Hello, today is 10/17 of 25, and I am here with a video of what I eat in a day on my keto journey. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I changed my diet to a high protein, moderate fat, low carb diet in April of 2024. It is currently quarter after 12, and I'm getting ready to make my second meal of the day. For my first meal of the day, I had a Conscious Comforts donut. This is a gluten free, sugar free donut from a local bakery in my area. And then I had my coffee. I'm trying to use up some coconut milk, but I just really did not feel like the Coco Loco flavor today. I wanted something just a little different. And I have this Chike coffee protein powder, which is chocolate caramel. So it has more of a caramel flavor to it. I just want to use it up because I have so many bags of protein powder in my house and there's not much of this left. So I just kind of want to get rid of it. And it's a different kind of flavor profile. So I used that. I also did add a half serving of my whey isolate protein powder just because one serving of this has less protein than like one serving of this. So I kind of mixed the two. I could have just added more of this, but this is fairly sweet and I don't particularly care for that. So I didn't want to add more sweet on top. And then, of course, my collagen peptides and a teaspoon of psyllium husk to get some fiber in. And then I leveled out the sweetness of the chike by using some electrolytes. This is Salty brand. This is their clean slate flavor. So it actually doesn't have a flavor. It just kind of tastes like salt. So that salt helps to balance out the sweetness in the chike. For my second meal, I am making a new recipe of waffles. So, one of the reasons I want to make this recipe is because there are so many recipes out there that are like keto recipes of things that like look delicious to me, like say waffles, but they're all high fat. And I get that from like the traditional keto diet of like wanting fat and wanting more fat. And yep, all the fat is good. But I prioritize protein. And so I want the base of my meal, not that I don't want any fat, but just I want the base of my meals to be protein based. And so when it's fat based, it's not helping me reach my goal of having enough protein in my day. I am trying recipes that are going to add more protein in, but are still like those things that look delicious, like waffles. So I have in this bowl one large egg white and then one whole egg. And I just have kind of scrambled it up a little bit. I'm going to add a half teaspoon of maple extract. You could use vanilla. That's actually what the original recipe calls for. Um, but I don't have much vanilla extract left. And maple would be good in a waffle anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my maple extract. Try putting a little bit back since some got in the bowl. And I've made a mess, of course. All right. So then I have a tablespoon of butter here that I have melted. I'm going to like kind of add this in towards the end just because I don't want the butter to like cook my eggs. Then I need 3 to 4 tablespoons of almond milk. And so I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons. It doesn't have to be exact. And then I'll add more to make sure that I'm getting to the consistency that I want once I have like added the other ingredients in. I need a half teaspoon of baking powder. And I don't know why I'm mixing this. I just kind of feel like I should. And then I need 60 grams of vanilla protein powder. So I am using this Fit Crunch vanilla milkshake protein powder. I haven't actually tried it as just like as a shake or something to know whether it's like a really good protein powder. But so far I have enjoyed it in like the kind of like baked goods that I have made with it. Okay, so I need 60 grams of this. Okay, and I'm just going to get this mixed together and then I will add in more of the almond milk if I feel like it needs it, like if it seems too dry. Oh shoot, I forgot the almond flour. Let me grab that. So the original recipe says just to use the protein powder if you're using a whey and casein blend, but I'm not, and so I do want to be adding some almond flour, which is what it says to do. If you're not using the casein blend if you're just using whey than to add a tablespoon of almond flour. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to add in my butter. And this seems like a good mixture, I think. It might be just a little thick. I think I will add a little moisture just because it does, like when you use whey, it does tend to like kind of get dense or like kind of thick. So I think I will use a little more of the almond milk to kind of thin it out a little bit more. Okay, and I've got my waffle maker preheated. Get my hair out of the way here. And I have a scoop. Here we go. That might be a little too much. There we go. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, well, they're crispy on the outside, like they feel like a waffle. So I'm going to try it first before I make the rest of these, and then I'll adjust. It's not bad. It is a little dry. So I think I'm going to add that egg yolk. So I added 1 egg white and 1 large egg. I think I'm going to add in the other yolk. All right, time to test the other batch. That's a much better texture. Still a little dry, like you can tell it's made with protein powder. It's probably that you should use a different kind of protein powder rather than whey. I think whey is probably one of the hardest ones to kind of get the right texture with, but it's definitely better with that extra egg white in there. I think for this last couple, I'm going to add some cinnamon to the batter. It's got like a nice kind of sweet, but not too sweet flavor to it. I just kind of feel like I want some cinnamon in it. So I think that's what I'll do. And this recipe is one full recipe. So this is 1 serving. I'm actually not sure that I will be able to eat it all, especially because I have some pork belly that's almost done in my air fryer that I want to have also. In regards to my lunch, I only ate half of the waffles. That's just a lot of waffles. And while they were better with that extra egg, they were still a bit dense. But I think that they will be really good as like the bread for a French toast. So I'm going to take the 3 waffles that I have left over and I will make French toast with them. I don't know when, but like sometime over the next few days and give that a try. Like I really kind of feel like it's going to be delicious. So I hope that it is. Right now it is 2:30 and I have been wanting to make some pumpkin recipes because for one, I am really craving pumpkin, which is bizarre because I've never craved pumpkin. Like I was never a pumpkin spice girl. I like it was never something that I craved or I wanted. Like I might eat it if somebody like we went to someone's house and they served it as dessert, then I would eat the pie or the bread or whatever it was, but like I never wanted it. Um, but I've been really craving pumpkin. So, and I want to have some recipes that I know are going to be good as we go into like the holiday seasons. So, if I need to like take something to someone's home or just for us to have as like a dessert. So, today I am going to try a pumpkin cookie recipe. So this will make 4 cookies. I have my oven preheating to 325 and I have my cookie sheet ready with some parchment paper on it. I need to weigh out 31 grams of vanilla protein powder. So again, I'm using Robert Irvine's Fit Crunch protein powder, vanilla milkshake. So that's 28, 31. Perfect. Then I need 7 grams of coconut flour. Okay, I love when a recipe has it by grams because then it's just so easy to measure out. Then the recipe actually calls for coconut sugar. I am going to use this monk fruit allulose blend, which is just my writing. I don't know why I have to show it to you. But that's what I'm going to use for my sweetener. So it says to use 8 grams, but I feel like I might need just a little bit more than that, just because of the type of sweetener that I'm using. So yeah, that's 10 grams. I think I'll use that and just go with that, and hopefully it's not too sweet. Then I need an eighth of a no, yes, an eighth of a teaspoon of my pumpkin spice is not in there. All right, so I need an eighth of a teaspoon of pumpkin spice. And I kind of want to add more just because the last pumpkin thing I made, I felt like didn't have much pumpkin flavor. But I will trust the recipe for now and then adjust it if I need to. Okay, then I need just a pinch of salt and a quarter teaspoon of baking powder. And then I need 62 grams of pumpkin puree. There we go. Great. Okay, that's everything. Now the recipe does say you can add pecans to it also, chopped pecans, but I don't like nuts in really anything, so I'm not going to do that. I'm a little concerned. This seems like it's going to be a bit dry, but we'll see. Okay, so it does look like it came together for me. It says just to like drop it on the cookie sheet and then like use a spoon to form it into cookies. I think I'm just going to create balls because that just seems easier. They are a little wet, but that's good because I think you're going to want that with the whey protein powder and the coconut flour, which absorbs a lot of liquid. And you're supposed to make 4 cookies. Okay, so I'm supposed to bake these until firm. And from making a different cookie recipe using whey protein powder, I don't think it's going to look like they're done. So you do want to like check them to see if they're firm, because what ended up happening with the last one was they didn't look like they were done, but then we ended up overcooking them. Like by the time they looked like they were done, they were overcooked. Okay, my cookies are out of the oven. I took them out earlier and they weren't done. So I had to put them back in. So that's why this one kind of got destroyed. But these are better. Like they definitely aren't as soft as when I had originally pulled them out, but they're, I'm hoping not overcooked. Like they don't, I think they're going to be okay. I really don't want to overcook them. So I'm going to allow these to rest for a couple minutes. That'll probably help them come together a little bit more. And then I'll give them a try. I would say I still have them just slightly undercooked, but again, I think I would rather have that than kind of overcooked. Like I can feel that the bottom is starting to kind of toughen and get dense. So I think I like them the way that they are. The flavor of the inside, where it's like slightly undercooked, is fantastic. Um, the outer edge is a little less flavorful, which is probably why the last cookies that I made, which I made with my daughter, and they were like dense, like a bread is how they turned out. And yeah, they just had a lot less flavor. So I think you want these underdone. I'd be interested in trying them like after they sit for a while and like maybe overnight or something and like see how that changes. The flavor is really really good. I'm actually really happy with this recipe. And I kind of feel like I could almost make this into like a pie, like even less cooked than they are now, and make it into like a pumpkin pie. I think would be really delicious. Since they don't have any egg in them, like I think you could do that and be safe. Just have it undercooked and have it be that silky smooth like pumpkin pie. I really like this recipe. It is just about 4 o'clock, and I am ready for my last meal of the day. On those cookies, I did put them in my refrigerator and then try them again, and they did get firmed up a little bit more. Still seem a little underdone, but really, I think I like them that way. I had my husband try them. He didn't care for them. He said it's just a really strong pumpkin flavor. And he said, most pumpkin things don't taste as much like pumpkin, like they have a lot of sweetener added to them. But I really like it because that's the flavor I wanted. I really wanted that strong pumpkin flavor. So I might cook them just a little bit longer next time, but I'm unsure about that. I think that for me to have them just slightly underdone and like let them firm up a bit in the refrigerator before I eat them, I think they're going to be perfect. So for my last meal of the day, I have 3 eggs that I scrambled up with just a little bit of butter and salt and pepper, and 3 sausage patties. And then I have a cottage cheese bowl. So this is good culture cottage cheese, a half cup, along with a half cup of blackberries. So let's take a look at how my day turned out. I ended up with 1,600 calories. My protein is 164, my net carbs are 27, and my fat is 87. So I'm in a caloric deficit of about 250 calories, and that is great. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.